Hi, thanks for joining me today. So today I'm going to do a get ready with me where I actually pulled out some of the holiday items from Chanel, and I want to kind of reuse them and get kind of a lighter, more springy type of look. So that's what I'm gonna do. So right now on my face, I have skincare and sunscreen down, and you can see my this sunscreen is pretty dewy. So before I put anything on for foundation, I'm just gonna kind of mattify that a little bit. So I'm taking the Givenchy Poudre Premiere powder, and this is just a big fluffy brush. This is the Chikuhodo and Beautylish Lunar New Year brush. And getting some on my brush, just a very light coating, and just kind of dusting this on. Let's see here. So I think actually I'm gonna go in with the Surratt Perfectioniste Primer. And I'm just taking a little bit, and I like to basically start this here, which is where most of my pores are, and then I rub the rest out. So I'm mostly getting it here and then just like residual stuff there. And I think for today, I'm gonna go light. I'm gonna use the Givenchy Teint Couture City Balm. All right, so I've got some of that here. And I'm using, this is the Guerlain Essentiel foundation brush. I like this one because I love the way it fits in my hand. It makes it really easy to control and move, and it's soft. So I really do like this foundation brush. I feel like it would be better priced around $35. I think it's a $50 product, but you know, my opinion. It is I think it's made out of bamboo or something, the bamboo and charcoal fibers or something like that. So it's supposed to require less washing and keep things a little bit more hygienic in between washes. At least that's what I was told. I actually have not read that, but yeah, that's kind of how they sold me on it. So I still have plenty of this left, but I'm gonna wipe that off. And I am testing out the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. I have shade 3, so I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this. Okay, so that is the City Balm and the concealer. And I'm going to set that, I'm gonna set under the eyes with the Pat McGrath Under Eye Blurring Powder. And this is the Kevin Aucoin Contour Brush. Just gonna tap a little bit on. Actually, I'm gonna use my finger for this first. I feel like when I use this powder under the eyes, if I tap a little bit on with my finger first and then go in with the brush, I don't know, I just feel like it looks a little bit better. Right, and for face, I'm going to use the Chantecaille Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. And I'm going to use the Chantecaille Buff and Blur brush with this one. Okay, so before we do any more on the face, I'm going to go ahead and do the eyes. I am working on using up some of the eye primers I have, so I will be using the Guerlain Eye Stay Primer today. And I think I've mentioned this before. This is a light primer in consistency. Like, it's not one that feels very drying or anything. It actually feels more like a lotion. It's not the best. It works really well, you know, if you're looking for the type of primer to make application really smooth and easy, but for long-term staying, I actually don't really notice any improvement from when I don't use a primer. So I feel like it's not really good at that. It is a nice base, and I do find it soothing on my eyelids. So if I've changed eye looks a lot frequently, or the night before, you know, I was hard getting the eye makeup off, I think, you know, this one is pretty soothing and moisturizing, but if you're looking for longevity, I wouldn't recommend this one. All right, so got that on, and I wanted to play with this is the Chanel Quad from the holiday collection, and here it is. It is number 342, Lumiere Opulence. So I think what I'm gonna do is basically just try and focus on two of the colors. So I'm gonna focus on using this one over the majority of my lid, and this kind of on the outer corner. And I might line with this. I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm gonna start with the outer corner, and I'm gonna go in actually with this pencil brush. This is the Sonia Pencil Pro. And I'm just gonna get some of that green shade on here. And I'm just gonna tap that on. And definitely starting from the outside, so it is a little bit lighter, the inner portion here. Okay, so I think that's about the same location. Okay, so next I'm taking the Sonia G Soft Shader, and I'm gonna go into this more peachy champagne shade. And I'm gonna start from the inner corner. And I'm going to add a little bit more on top here of the green, and I'm gonna blend those edges. So I'm not going all the way to the end, just this outer portion. So I'm leaving the very outer corner untouched right now. Okay, I'm going back in with the Pencil Pro. I'm not taking, like, I haven't wiped this brush off. I haven't removed anything. I'm not adding any additional shadow though. And I'm just kind of going over just the very outer edges. Okay, and now I'm taking the Sonia G, this is the crease too, and I'm just gonna kind of blend these edges here. And I'm moving the residue up on the brow bone. So that way you can see I'm getting like some sparkle up there, but not really any color, just like a little bit. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in, this is the Refer number 3, the pencil brush. I'm gonna go into this burgundy color here, and I am twirling this in here, tapping off the excess, and I am lining the upper lashes with this. And when the shadow starts to seem to get a little bit less pigmented, I just turn the brush. Okay, and then I'm going to take the excess of that and run that on the lower lash line. Okay, now I'm wiping off this pencil brush and I'm gonna go into the champagne shade. Just twirl a little bit and I'm dragging this just to the inner portion of the under eye. I'm gonna add just a little bit in a corner here and just kind of connect those two. Just dab a little excess under the brow. All right, so it's definitely a much lighter, more summery look than a winter look, but it's still not like super, super summery. You know, the colors are not quite as white for that, but I really like this. So I think even mixing these two shades, if you were to mix those together, you could get a really pretty kind of like a pinky shade. Let's see here. Yeah, you could do a really pretty eye look with those two mixed together. I think that would be really pretty. So I think maybe I'll try that another time. But I'm happy with the way this turned out today. So I am actually going to go ahead and just curl my lashes now and add some mascara. Okay, so I added the Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel in taupe, and I added the By Terry Lash Expert Twist Mascara. So now let's move on to cheeks. And I think one of the things that keeps it nice and bright and summery is adding like a bright pop of color. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add this newest Chanel. This is the 330, the Rose Pétillant from the Leblanc collection. And I'm going to go ahead and use this. So I'm going to use the rougher number 19 brush. I'm just going to swirl it in here. And this is such an interesting shade. You can see it's like pink and red kind of swirled together. And there's a little bit of sparkle. But I just think it gives a really nice flush look. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of the Tom Ford bronzer in Terra, and I'm using the big fluffy rougher P22 brush. Just gonna add a ton. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and add just a very light coating of the Guerlain Meteorites. It's like a powder kind of day. So I'm gonna go back in with the brush I used in the beginning, the Beautylish and Chikuhodo Lunar New Year brush, and just add a light dusting here. I just think it gives more of an airbrushed look. Okay, and then to finish up, I'm going to use the highlighter from the holiday collection. This is the Metal Peach. And I'm going to use the Sonia G mini cheek brush, and I'm swirling this in here. This highlighter is one that's kind of hard to pick up, but when you get it up, it's really pretty. So I'm going to kind of add this kind of like in this shape. So I'm going down here a little bit because it's kind of like a swirl. But it makes like an accent kind of on the cheek and makes the apples look a little bit brighter, in my opinion. Okay, and then last, all we need is lips. And I think one of the things that really screams summer to me is a bright, punchy lip color. So could keep this really neutral and kind of go with a nude look. but I am actually interested in going with something bright. So I'm going to use the, this is one of the Chanel lip liners from the new collection. This is number 182, Rose Framboise. And I'm going to use this primarily as my lip color. All right, so that's the lip pencil. I'm just gonna blot it. And I'm going to apply a gloss. This is the Chantecaille Gloss in Charm, which is essentially a clear gloss. And before putting that back in, I just like to wipe off the bristles so I don't add any of the lip pencil color to it. All right, so that is my springy look using the Chanel Holiday Quad and Holiday Makeup. And overall, I think it turned out well. I think if I were not wearing a navy blue shirt, it would look a little bit more summery, a little bit more springy, but I think the makeup actually turned out very nicely. So please let me know your thoughts, any comments or suggestions down below. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much and have a great day. Stay safe and healthy.